Hi, welcome to our kitchen safety video, working in a kitchen lab. Today we're going to be covering a few key topics. So the first thing we're going to make sure we go over in our video is learning how to have proper housekeeping in the kitchen. So we're going to talk about personal safety, we're going to talk about kitchen hazards, and then we're also going to go over a few key important things when it comes to working with chemicals in the kitchen. So we have to make sure we're aware of our personal hygiene when working in the kitchen first, then different hazards, and then some missing chemicals. So today, in order to demonstrate our key topics we're going to be covering, we're going to learn how to make some mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving dinner. Wait, Sebastian, have you washed your hands? Weren't you just eating some chips downstairs?
Yeah, I only had a few.
Well, don't you think you should wash them first?
I washed them this morning. Why does it matter?
One, go.
So the first step whenever you're cooking anything is to make sure you have properly washed, clean hands in order to prevent germs, bacteria from transferring from your body, from yourself, into the food that you're cooking and causing cross-contamination. So when you're washing your hands, you want to make sure you have enough soap, that you're rubbing your palms back and forth thoroughly, and that you're making sure to get in between those fingers and underneath your nails. And a good rule of thumb is to make sure you're washing your hands for about a good 20 seconds. So if you think of a happy birthday song, if you think about maybe singing it twice over, that's roughly about 20 seconds. And then you should be good to begin your cooking. So now that we have clean hands, we can actually start preparing our food. So the first thing when we're making mashed potatoes is we need to peel the potatoes, and we need to do it in the proper technique, holding a firm grasp on the peeler and making sure that we are peeling away from ourselves to avoid cutting our fingers. So now that our potatoes are peeled, we're going to demonstrate proper cutting techniques to avoid injuries to our fingers and our hands when we're cooking. So first of all, you need to make sure that you have a sharp knife to start with. And secondly, you need to make sure that you use the tip of the knife correctly and that you're cutting away from yourself, not towards. And also, you need to protect your fingers when you're actually dicing and slicing by curling your fingers inward and using them as a guide. There's a few common kitchen hazards you need to be aware of when you're cooking in either your kitchen at home or even in the food lab at school. So the first thing is you need to try and prevent slips and falls when you're cooking. So if there's anything on the floor, such as wet water or even an odd item left on the floor, you need to make sure you wipe and clean it up immediately so that you avoid a potential fall and injury. Secondly, you need to think about, what does your kitchen counter look like? You can see here that there's a knife pointing out that's very dangerous, and also you can prevent cuts if you actually line up your tools correctly, facing inward to avoid a cut. You also never want to have electrical appliances near your water source, as that's a potential electric shock risk. So always wrap your cords up, keep them away from water sources at all times. You also want to avoid a potential fire or burns in the kitchen. Here you can see that that pot handle was left out with an unattended pot. So could also risk potential fire, as well as pouring boiling water if you accidentally touch that handle and it spilled onto your floor, causing a massive burn. Sebastian, what are you doing?
Putting this away.
Are you supposed to be putting a chemical next to food?
Oh yeah, that's right. I should probably put it with the other chemicals.
Chemicals of various types can be found in all kitchens. You can use chemicals to cook, clean, and sanitize with. Some key points to remember when handling kitchen chemicals, whether at home or in the school kitchen lab, include always read your labels carefully, hold containers away from your body when transferring them, check the label to verify it's the correct substance before using it, ensure cleaning products are stored in lockable cabinets or out of harm's reach, and never mix two chemicals together without carefully reading the labels. Chemicals used in the kitchen will be marked with labels and symbols. Common household chemicals used in the home are classified under the Household Hazardous Products System, and chemicals used in the school kitchen lab are classified under the WHMIS, which is Workplace Hazardous Materials Information System. There are a total of 10 WHMIS hazard symbols, and of these 10, the ones you may encounter in the school kitchen lab may include irritation, corrosive material, or the environment, meaning aquatic toxicity.